What's up, it's Amber Renee, and I knew I liked you. I love surrounding myself with people who are showing up, who are committed, who are doing the action steps, and who are truly living their best life. I want to honor you for being that person, and I love surrounding myself with people just like you. So in today's video, I'm going to be sharing with you some Tony Robbins training. So Tony talks about how there are only 3 types of people in the world, and actually only one of them is wired for success. So I'm going to be sharing with you how to identify which one of the 3 types of people you are later on in today's video. Now, if you didn't get a chance to watch video 1, make sure you watch that below. In that video, you would have learned a little bit more about me and how I came to develop the Unfuck with the Bull blueprint. So this is a blueprint. It's a 3-step formula that I've developed over the last 13 years. I realized that I've spent 13 years, 7,000 hours, and $40,000 trying to figure this stuff out. And I've realized that I was able to condense it down into 3 simple steps. 3 steps to living your best life and being truly unfuckable. So what does that even mean? What does that even look like? Well, that means living your life full of infinite possibility and potential, living up to your highest potential. It means being truly at peace with yourself and really loving yourself. And it means being completely negativity and drama free. Doesn't that sound amazing? So it's basically the wisdom of all of your greatest mentors, people like Tony Robbins and Oprah and Brene Brown. I've studied all of their work and I've condensed it down and made it my own. So this is what I'm sharing with you on our live masterclass. So get excited, it's gonna be amazing. So I just want to make sure that this class is actually going to be of value to you before you show up. So let's make sure that this is for you. So the class is for anyone who feels like they're stuck, like they're not living up to their fullest potential, or like they're constantly paralyzed by anxiety about what other people are thinking about them. The class is for anyone who is feeling confused or unsure or overwhelmed when it comes to identifying their hidden limiting beliefs that are holding them back, or even just anyone who gets consumed by negative self-talk. It's for anyone who feels overwhelmed or lost when they look at all the information out there and they don't really know where to start or how to get an actionable plan. And it's definitely for anyone who has dabbled in law of attraction or mindset or mindfulness stuff in the past, but they've never been able to make it stick, or it hasn't really worked for them, or they couldn't really understand how to get this whole universe thing to work. So they're the 4 different types of people that I'm going to be helping on the call. If you identify with one or any of them, then I strongly recommend showing up because you're going to get a lot out of this. So my genius zone is being able to truly see someone for their own uniqueness, their own unique gifts, talents, and abilities, to give them the tools so that they can break through their own blocks and shadows so that they're truly presenting their most authentic self, and to give them the courage and the confidence to truly show up and create their own dream life, whatever life that looks like for them. This here is my genius zone, and I'm super excited to be sharing this with you on our call. So here is how to get the most out of our training. Step number 1, set an alarm on your calendar, on your iPhone, on your oven, whatever you need to do to remind yourself of this super high value class. I don't know about you, but I forget about these things all the time. So set an alarm on your phone. You don't want to miss the live stream. There is going to be lots of awesome downloads happening, and you definitely want to show up live. Make sure you set the calendar tone right now. Number 2, download the workbook. I created the most chic workbook for you. And as I mentioned, most people get more out of my 1-hour free masterclasses than they do out of entire $1,000 programs that they've paid for. The reason being is that it's so much high value and there's a lot of content to get through. You're definitely going to want to take notes. I recommend taking notes on your laptop or your desktop and then streaming the class on your phone. So that's usually the best way to get the most action and the most value out of it. And step number 3, reply to the email that you found this video on and let me know what is your biggest struggle. What are you really struggling with so that I can make sure that I'm addressing this for you on the call. Okay, so now let's dive deep into our Tony Robbins training. So Tony talks about how there are 3 different types of people in the world. There is the stressor, there is the dabbler, and there is the master. And he talks about how you can achieve mastery. But first up, let me share with you how I was the stressor and the dabbler for the last 12 years of my life. So here is what a stressor looks like. They're cruising along in life and then they get faced with a roadblock or something goes not their way and they turn into total stress mode. Their life gets thrown upside down. They turn everybody else's life upside down. They freak themselves out. They work 6 million hours in one single day and they end up in a big old pile of stress. Does that sound like you? Let me know if it is. The stressor eventually gets to their goal, they eventually break through, but it has come at a huge expense of their life and their relationships because they're so stressed out. Are you a stressor? I was a stressor for a really long time. The dabbler, on the other hand, when they're faced with a similar roadblock, the dabbler goes, you know what? I don't think this was for me. I'm gonna go try something over here. And then they try something over here and they hit a roadblock and they're like, you know what? This isn't for me either. And then they run back over here and they try something over here and another roadblock and they're like, you know what? This whole thing is really not for me. I'm gonna go and stay in my little box where it's safe and easy and I don't get challenged and I can just stay small. Does that sound like you? Are you a bit of a dabbler? I've never been a dabbler. I'm a huge stressor, but I've never dabbled. I always commit. But if you're a dabbler, no shame. You're either one or the other. Now, Tony talks about the other way of achieving in life, and he talks about mastery. He says that a master is someone who, when they hit a roadblock in their life, when they find that something isn't going as well as they want in their life, they look for other people in the world that have already achieved what they want to achieve. They download their knowledge, their wisdom, their talents, and they implement it in their own life. And then they have the breakthrough. Without stressing, without dabbling and changing careers or changing life paths, they just find someone with wisdom, they download their wisdom, and then they carry on without all the stress and dabbling. So doesn't that sound like a much better way of going through life? This is what Tony Robbins calls mastery, and this is what I'm hoping for you to achieve on today's call. So if you've identified with the stressor or the dabbler or the master, then I would really encourage you to show up to our live masterclass. Check the link below to find out where the times are and save your time in your calendar. And also keep an eye on your inbox. There is another video coming your way that talks about how most people are either in the 90% or the 10%. And it talks about the actions and the strategies that the people use in the 90% versus the actions and the strategies that the people use in the top 10% of achievers in the globe. So I would encourage you to find that video. So again, you can distinguish which one you are. Are you the 90% or are you in the top 10%? I really want you to start figuring this stuff out so that you can start implementing this kind of change in your own life. I truly hope this video has served you. If it has, hit me up on an email and let me know, or come on over to social media and let me know that you're going to be joining our live masterclass. My name's Amber Renee and I hope you have a magical day.